Well, hi there, pluckers. I was Sore Fingers again with you with some hopefully more interesting lessons for you. This one will probably stretch you a bit in places. Okay, this is my first lesson, part one of my lessons on 15 Summers from Gallagher and Lyle, of which I did a demo preview version yesterday. Okay. I'm going to break this song down into hopefully manageable chunks, so probably 2 or 3 lessons. Okay, I'm not going to overload you, and you should find it relatively straightforward, hopefully, if we do it in small bits, and then we'll put it back, all the bits together. Okay, so I'm in standard tuning with a capo on fret 3. Okay, if you want to play along when you've got the song under your belt, if you want to play along with the original version from Gallagher and Lyle, you can play exactly what I'm about to teach you, but you'll need to put the capo on fret 4. I can't sing it with the capo on fret 4, it's a bit high for me. Okay, so I've done it with the capo on fret 3, just to let you know. If you want to play along with the original, put the capo on fret 4. Okay, and play everything I'm about to show you. So let's get to it. So the introduction starts, simple introduction, it's a C chord, standard C chord, okay, and it's this. Okay, quite straightforward, quite simple if you break it down. So standard C chord, you play the 5th string and then the 4th string, okay, then you play the 3rd string and the 2nd string together. Okay, then you go back and play the 4th string, then you play the 2nd and the 3rd again together. So you got, and then go back to the 4th, and then you do the 3rd and the 2nd together again, and back to the 4th. Okay, so it's like that. And then you just repeat the whole thing, so you do it twice. Okay, so that's the intro, fairly straightforward. Now then, the first verse, I'm going to do that with this lesson. I'm going to do verse 1 and verse 2. Okay, so the first verse, basically it's all chord based, but it follows the melody very closely. Okay, so the first line of the is 15 Summers, and it's like 15 Summers. Okay, so what am I doing there? So you've played the intro on C. All you need to do is put your pinky on the 3rd fret from the capo, or add it to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, thereby making a C add 9. Okay. And what you do is you play 5 down to 2, okay? Then you play the top E string open on its own. So you got 15, right? Now Summers is a C major 7, so you standard C but without the 1st finger. So you've just got those 2nd on the 4th, 3rd on the 5th, okay? Again you play 5 down to 2, and finally you put that 1st finger back to the 1st fret on the 2nd string to make the C chord. And that's the first line of the verse. So you got, okay, got that? So when you've done that, you basically do, I can't really show you this bit, it's a case of feel it. You either just pick around the C chord, or you can do some sort of mixed picking and strumming. So it's 15 Summers, something like that, yeah? And then we come to the 2nd line, which is, and you're trying to tell me. Again, it's chord based, but it follows the melody, okay? So what that is, starts off with an A7 sus 4, A7 sus 4, 2nd on the 4th, with your second finger, and I'm using my pinky to play the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Okay, so I'll show you that again. It's that, okay, but I'm using my pinky. You can use your 3rd finger. I find it easier to use my pinky. And again, it's 5 down to 2, okay? Should sound like that. So that's, and then you play the top E string open again on its own. Then you take off the pinky and just play the chord 5 down to 2 with just the 2nd on the 4th fretted. That's an A7 sus2, okay? So you got, and you're trying, and then you put your 2nd finger down on the 2nd fret, 2nd string, to make an standard A7 chord, again 5 down to 2. Okay, then you add your pinky to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string to make the A7 sus4 again, and then finally a top E string open, and that's the end of the 2nd line. Okay, so it's, and you're trying to tell me. Okay, so now we've got this so far. Right at the beginning, slowly. 15 summers, and you're trying to tell me. Okay, got that? Then we go to a D minor 7. That's like a basic simple F chord without the 3rd finger, open 4th string, okay, and that's 5 downwards, okay, and that's like we're into sort of just the strumming now, mainly downstrokes. So it's so I just play that line because it's like and you're trying to tell me just how lonely. Okay, something like just lonely, something like that, yeah, 5 downwards. Then we play a G7, but not standard G7. It's added, and there's an added finger. So it's a standard G7 like that. You would play a standard G7, 1st finger, top E 1st fret, and 2nd on the 5th, 3rd on the bottom E. But what I'd like you to do is put your pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string as well. So you've got that. It's like a G7 with the 2nd string fretted at the 3rd fret with your pinky. 6 downwards all the way, all 6 strings. Rather than that, it gives it a little bit more like what's on the record, I think. Okay, so that's just how lonely. Then you play G7 with the 3rd pinky on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. This world can be C, and then an F. Simple F will do, 4-fingered F, whichever. I usually play a 4-fingered F there, so a standard F chord, but this 3rd finger goes up to the 3rd fret of the 5th string, the A string, and my pinky takes over on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, and you do 5 downwards. So it's C, could be F, and then a G sus4, standard G chord with the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, G sus4, just a single strum, then take that away, make a standard G, and that's your 1st verse. Okay, so slowly the whole 1st verse. 15 summers, and you're trying to tell me just how lonely this world can be. Okay, then we're into verse 2, and the first 2 lines, well, basically the whole thing is exactly the same apart from the very end of the second verse. So we'll go again, 15 summers. Second verse then. 15 summers. Alright, same as usual. You say you're the only D minor 7th. One who's had G7 with that added pinky. Good luck, go C badly. Now this time we do an E sus4. Instead of the G sus4, we do an E sus4. So it's a basic E chord, but with your pinky on the second fret of the third string. And then take your pinky off. Just a single stroke on that. E sus4, E. So it's the same as verse 2, verse 1 rather, but the G sus4 to G is now E sus4 to E. Okay. So the whole thing, right? So that's verse 1 and verse 2 for you. Okay. So let's just do the whole thing, for the intro, very slowly. Okay. 15 summers, and you'll try to tell me just how lonely this world can be. 15 summers, you say you're the only one who sang good love go badly. Okay, and then we go into the next section of the song, like the chorus comes straight, pre-chorus, chorus bit. Okay, so I'll leave you with that. I don't want to overload you. Hopefully you'll find that interesting, and hopefully it makes sense to you. If not, please make a comment. Let me know. Thanks very much. See you in part 2.